This graph approximates the number of movie ticket sales Y in millions for the year X. So notice here we have different years, and here we have sales in millions. That's our Y-axis. Here's our line, and notice we have a few ordered pairs shown. The X value is the year, the Y value is the number of sales, movie ticket sales in millions. Year 2014, 1270 million movie ticket sales. So keep in mind these two ordered pairs because we're about to find the slope of this line. You might need to note them. Part A, we want to find the slope of the line. So remember, I had 20, 10, and then I had 1, 3, 4, 2, movie ticket sales in millions. I also had another ordered pair, year, and 1, 2, 7, 0. So there's my 2 years, or there's my 2 ordered pairs, I should say, that are associated with 2 years. And now I want to find the slope of the line through these 2 points. Slope is, as usual, y minus y. 1270, this y, minus this y, 1, 3, 4, 2, all over this x, 2014, minus this x, 2010. So 1270 minus 1342, that is negative 72 over, that's 4, and you can simplify. That simplifies to negative 18 over 1, or simply negative 18. But now let's write a sentence explaining the meaning of this slope as a rate of change. The meaning of this slope, that's slope, as a rate of change. Remember, in the numerator we have y values, so that has to do with what? That has to do with ticket sales, and in the denominator, those are the x's, so that has to do with years. So my sentence is, for every 1 year, 18 million fewer tickets are sold. Fewer tickets because we have negative 18. So that's part A. Let's move on to part B. Keep in mind slope and our ordered pairs. Part B, write 2 ordered pairs in the form years past 2000, number of tickets sold in millions. Well, years past 2000, a little bit different. Remember we had that year 2010. How many years past 2000 is that? That's 10 years. And then we have 1, 3, 4, 2 as number of tickets sold. And then remember how many years past 2000? 14. And then number of tickets sold? 1270. So watch carefully. Have we written 2 ordered pairs of the form years past 2000 and then number of tickets sold in millions? The answer is yes. Let's move on to part C. Part C, we're going to use the 2 ordered pairs from part B to write a linear equation, and we want to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So remember we had 10 years past 2000, 1, 3, 4, 2, ticket sales, 14 years, 1, 2, 7, 0. Now, this line will still have a slope of what? It will still have a slope of negative 18 because in the denominator, 14 minus 10 is still 4. The slope, you can check it, but it's negative 18 over 1, or simply negative 18. Now let's write a linear equation. We want to write it in slope-intercept form. Remember, that means solved for y. That's slope-intercept form. How do you want to write your linear equation first? Well, I can use a point and I can use a slope, and I can say y minus the y value, 1342, is equal to slope, negative 18, times x minus the x value of 10. So I have y minus 1342 is equal to negative 18x, and then a negative times a negative, that's plus 180. Now you add 1342 to both sides because I'm writing it now in slope-intercept form, and what we'll have is negative 18x, and then I'll have 180 plus 1342, so that's plus 1522. I just wrote a linear equation, and I'm writing it, or I wrote it, in slope-intercept form. Now let's look at part D. Part D, we want to use the equation from part C. So here's our equation from part C. And we want to predict the number of movie tickets sold in 2020. So let's see how we do that. Since we want to predict the number of movie tickets sold in 2020, what has to do with year, X or Y? X has to do with year, and remember, years are years past 2000. So we will let X equal, if I'm interested in 2020, how many years past the year 2000? 20 years. Basically, we just use our linear equation, and we let X be 20 for 20 years past 2020. Let's solve for Y. So this is negative 360 plus 1522. And what is negative 360 plus 1522? We end up with a Y value, movie tickets sold, of 1162. Check my math there, but it's 1162. So what does this mean? This means in 2020, we predict that 1,162 million movie tickets will be sold in the United States and Canada.